So for this project, you're going to need one of these canvas frames that you can get from the Dollar Tree. And I'm also using this beautiful scrapbook paper that I think I got this from Hobby Lobby. This is probably one of my favorite designs when it comes to scrapbook paper. I just love the colors. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap the canvas frame like a Christmas present. And I'm going to use my staple gun to staple that down. This is going to save my canvas for if I want to take this project apart after the holidays. I can reuse my canvas instead of just painting over it. And let's just face it, I would not be able to paint that design on this canvas frame. So once the season is over, all I have to do is remove the staples and I have a perfectly white canvas to reuse for another project. Once you have this stapled on, this is what you should have. And you want to make sure it's nice and smooth on the front and that there's no air bubbles. And then I'm just going to trim off this excess paper on the back so that I can hang it up, or you can leave it there if you're not going to hang it up. Now I'm taking one of these galvanized hearts that I got from the Dollar Tree that also has like a little wooden heart on the front. And I'm just going to remove the hanger from this, and I'm going to paint that wooden heart using Waverly chalk paint and crimson. Once we have the wooden heart painted and the paint is dry, I'm going to take some hot glue and I'm just going to put some hot glue on the back of this. And we're going to glue this to the center of our frame. Now I bought this little pack of wooden figures from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use these two butterflies. And those are just going to disguise those holes that's in this galvanized tin ornament. I don't know why they put holes in this. I guess so people can hang it up. Anyways, I'm just going to apply a little bit of hot glue and put those over the holes. And I think this turned out really cute. I like the way the butterflies are serving two purposes. One, they look really cute. And two, they're disguising these holes. So I thought the heart needed a little something in the middle, so I got into my stash of stickers and I found this sticker that says love. I thought it went perfectly with this project. And I know they're stickers, but they don't hold very well, so I applied a dab of hot glue to the sticker and then I put that in the middle of the heart. For this project, I'm using one of these wooden cutouts of a coffee mug, and I'm going to apply some painter's tape to the back of it to cover up that hole, because what this does is it helps prevent the caulking from going all the way through the hole. I actually learned this from Kelly Barlow Creations. She does this to keep the caulk in the hole. I really love watching her, by the way. Who else likes watching Kelly Barlow? Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. She is so awesome and creative to watch. So I'm just going to fill this hole in with some caulk, and then I'm going to let that dry and sand that down. So once everything is sanded down, I'm going to take that painter's tape and I'm going to apply some painter's tape to the top of this, because I'm going to paint the mug red, but I want to leave the top plain because we're going to paint that white. So I'm just going to cover this up and give the entire mug, I had to give it 2 good coats of the crimson paint. While we're letting our mug dry, I got into my stash and I got out this frame, and I really didn't like the backing that was on it. So what I did is I removed the backing and I added some white construction paper to it, and then I just glued the backing back on, and that will complete the frame. There's nothing else I wanted to do to it. I love the color of the outside of it. So I set that to the side. Now that my mug is dry, I'm going to remove the painter's tape and I'm just going to paint the top of this in Waverly white, and I gave it 2 coats. So I got into my stash and I got out this little white ceramic heart, and I'm going to give it 3 coats of this pink sky paint. And then I decided to take that same paint and I thought I was going to draw some little lines onto the white part of this mug, but I ended up not liking that at all. I hated it. So I decided, because I liked the pink sky, I decided to paint over the white, and I painted the entire white part in the pink sky. And I also went over it with some white paint to kind of blend it in a little bit. But anyways, you'll see that. I don't know why I cut that out. So now what I'm doing is I'm just taking some of this foam tape to kind of lift it off the backing of this frame. And I'm just going to tape this mug down. And here you can see where I decided to paint the white part and the pink sky. You could go either way. I just really didn't like how my lines looked in the white. So to correct that problem, I just painted the whole thing. So I took that ceramic heart that I painted in the pink sky, and I'm going to glue that down onto the mug in the center. And you can see here, I also went over some of it with some white paint to kind of blend it all in, because I noticed it was like the top of the mug was kind of a different color than the heart. But anyways, do what you want to do. Use the colors you want to use. These are the colors that I used. So now I'm just taking some greenery and I'm making like a little swag for the top and the bottom. And then I'm just going to glue that down. For this project, I'm using one of these long planks and these wooden circles. I got these wooden circles off of Amazon in a big pack. I'll put the link in the description box below. And then I got the wooden plank from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to start out by removing the hanger, but I'm going to save that because we're going to use it. And then I'm going to give this 2 coats of pavement gray. I just want to take this opportunity to say I've been really sick for the past month, so that's why I haven't uploaded any recent videos. I had big plans, but none of them came through. And I'm sorry, but my voice is a little scratchy, and I've waited long enough. I wanted to get a video up. So I apologize if that's annoying you. Just mute it. Just mute me. I won't be offended, I promise. So next, once that paint is drying, I'm going to take these wooden circles and the scrapbook paper that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to trace these wooden circles and cut that scrapbook paper out. And then I'm just going to glue that scrapbook paper onto 4 of these circles. These are what our circles should look like once our scrapbook paper is glued on. And then I'm going to take some of these red foam hearts that I purchased from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use some of my foam tape that I have, and I'm just going to cut off a piece of foam tape for all 4 of these hearts, and that's just going to elevate the hearts from the circle a little bit. It's not too much, but it's enough to kind of add a little bit of dimension to it. And I'm going to do this to all 4 circles. I just want to say thanks for watching. And if you really enjoy this kind of content, please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to give me a big thumbs up because it really helps me grow on YouTube. And I kind of need it right now since I haven't really been uploading recently. I have been so sick. We cannot get out of this cycle. I hope it ends soon. But anyways, once I have my hearts glued on, this is what we should have. I made sure everything was nice and centered. And now I'm going to take some of this red ribbon that I also purchased from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to add some of it to this plank, and I'm just going to go the length of the plank. Now I'm not gluing this down yet because ribbon is so hard to glue, and I don't quite know where I want my circles yet. So I'm going to go ahead and put my circles on top of my wooden plank where I want them. And then once I have those laid out, I'm just going to lift them up and apply some hot glue. After I glued all the circles down, I made a little ribbon for the top of this, and that makes this project complete. Okay, so for this one, you're going to need one of these wooden planks, again, from the Dollar Tree. And then in my stash, I had one of these ceramic hearts. I have no idea where I got it, but I want to use it for this DIY. So I'm taking some white and some elephant gray because I'm not a really big fan of elephant gray and I wanted a little bit of a lighter gray. So I decided to mix some white into this to get the color gray that I wanted. And once I had that mixed up, I gave this palette 2 coats. While the palette's drying, we're going to work on our ceramic heart, and I'm just going to apply some crimson red to the heart, except for that area where you see the little heart and like the button shapes. I'm not going to apply any crimson red to that. So I'm going to give the entire heart, except for the smaller heart there, 2 coats of the crimson red. Now, the smaller heart, I'm going to use this baby pink, and I ended up having to give it 3 coats. I went ahead and painted those little button shapes too because I'm actually going to use real buttons to cover those up. Then I decided to add some stitching because there was already some stitching to the heart before I painted it. So I just took some Waverly white and I'm just going along the little stitching lines that I already had on there and adding some stitching to it. Getting into my button stash, I got out 2 buttons of the same size, but I wanted them different color pinks. And these buttons came from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to glue those down on top of the little buttons that was already on this heart that you were supposed to paint. And I just thought by adding real buttons, it would just add a little dimension to the heart. Now I'm going to use some Eileen's tacky glue and some hot glue, and I'm going to glue the heart down to the palette. For this next part, you can either use your Cricut or you can use stickers, but I decided to use these Dollar Tree rub-on transfers. And I'm going to spell out the words I love you more. And I'm alternating the capitalization. So I'm using uppercase and lowercase for each word, as you can see here. Once I have that all scratched onto there, I'm going to make me a black ribbon, and that makes this project complete. I'm adding this project to this video because I like the way it turned out, but this is a thrift flip. I ended up getting this heart. It was a Christmas heart with gingerbread man on it. I got it from Goodwill, and I decided that would be perfect for Valentine's Day instead of Christmas. So what I did is I just used some crimson red and I painted over the entire heart. And then I took this pink sky and I just started adding it while the crimson red was still wet. I was just adding it onto the heart, and I thought this kind of made it look like a candy heart. I like the way this turned out, and yeah, so that's what I was doing here. And then I went to my Cricut and I printed out the words "You hold the" to my heart, and I just transferred them onto the heart. So you can see here, I also decided that it was a little too shiny, so I went through and I sanded it down. And then I added some Mod Podge to this to kind of hold those letters in place, which then in turn made it shiny again. I don't know why matte Mod Podge makes anything shiny, but anyway. So then I used one of these Paper Studio keys that I got from Hobby Lobby, and then I took some jute twine and put it through the hole of the key, and I super glued the jute twine to the middle of this heart. Now I'm just going to take some more jute twine and I'm going to double it up. And I'm going to start by gluing some of it onto the back. And I'm just going to wrap the wire hanger with this. Only because I didn't really care for the wire hanger. And I wanted to add a little more jute to this project since I had already used jute twine to hang the key. So I just wrapped the wire in this and then I glued it down to the back. So now after that's complete, I added a little jute twine bow and I burned off all of the little hairs, and that makes this Christmas heart into a beautiful Valentine's Day heart that now says you hold the key to my heart. Love it. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of my upcoming videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!